Under the mountains of rubble in Mosul may be buried the hopes of scores of these families in India who have been waiting for any news of their loved ones. WION's correspondent on the ground, Daniele Pagani, visited the stadium where they were detained by the ISIS, and that was the last time they were seen. Take a look.
The Iraqi army defeated the Islamic State in Mosul. But despite victory, the second largest city in Iraq faces a humanitarian crisis. Hundreds of thousands of people lost their relatives, their houses, their hopes. They live in refugee camp without knowing what their future will be. In this humanitarian crisis, there is a bit of India. 39 workers disappeared from Mosul in 2014 when the Islamic State conquered the city.
Till 15th of June 2014, he was talking to me and telling me those people are saying we will send you India, but the thing is this, your government or anybody else should talk to us, then only we will send you.
They were construction workers. They came to Mosul to work in major civilian and housing projects. Close to the University of Mosul in the Jamia district of the city, there is a lake tower complex. Hundreds of apartments meant for students and teachers of one of the largest Iraqi universities.
I am inside the city of Mosul in the Jamia district, and behind me there is the University Lake Towers complex. This is where the 39 Indian workers who got abducted by the Islamic State in 2014 were working. What we know from local sources is that the Islamic State, when they conquered the city, they also took control over this area and they started dismantling the building in order to sell all the material, the cement, the iron and the steel which was here. We're of course traveling by our imagination, but it's not too far to think that perhaps the Islamic State used those Indian laborers who were here in this very place in order to help them to dismantle the building and sell them to people coming from outside, mostly from Syria and from other small enterprises who profited and benefited out of the Islamic State stealing all the material in this complex.
Sources within the intelligence told us that the Islamic State used foreign workers to dig tunnels and steal all the construction material possible. When food became rare, even for Islamic State terrorists, some enslaved people may have possibly been worked to death. There is another place in Mosul where Indians were seen working, a stadium which lies within the western part of the city, in the Bab Sinjar neighborhood.
Behind me, you can see the stadium in which the 39 Indians were seen working. They were not alone. There were many other workers from many other countries, but these 39 Indians could not manage to escape in 2014 when the Islamic State conquered the city of Mosul. The structure is unfinished. They were still working when the Islamic State came, and it lies now within a pile of rubble, which is the western part of the city of Mosul.
Hard to define Western Mosul a city. Everything is destroyed. There is no one around, and the smell of thousands of corpses buried underneath the rubble is pungent and persistent. The few people we meet look like ghosts, exhausted and traumatized by months of constant battle. If the 39 Indian citizens remained in Mosul throughout the war, hopes of finding them alive are feeble at best. Finding their remains would at least help their families to know what happened, putting an end to their constant state of anxiety. But given the situation, this too will be an extreme challenge.
In order to reach this point where I am standing, we have been driving through at least, I would say, 1 kilometer, and everything is destroyed. Houses are grounded. There is nothing which is left standing. This is how the old city of Mosul, the western part of Mosul, looks like. And it'll take ages for the Iraqi government to put this city back on track. Daniele Pagani and journalist Martin Aim from Mosul for WION. It's just one example of the level of destruction.
39 Indians missing in Mosul. Sushma Swaraj reassures Kin. The last hope is word from Badoosh. Tracking the missing Indians. WION, the only channel in Mosul. 360-degree coverage only on WION.